Hello and welcome. My name is Victor Thorpe. I'm a two-time Olympian and a dietitian. I have a bachelor's degree in health and nutrition. In this video, I am going to address the myth that is out there that ketones are for endurance athletes. They are also for sprinters. In this video, with the help of Lat, we're going to dive into how that is and to look at some of the recent studies that have really shown and proven that ketones are not just okay if you're a sprinter, they are beneficial to sprinters as well. You've probably seen how a lot of the Tour de France teams have used the ketones. The product here, Ketone-IQ, is made by HVMN that I've teamed up with to educate you guys a little bit about the ketones. There's a link below so you can try them out. There's going to be a 30% discount on your first month, and you can check my other videos on ketones. I find them to be the best supplement, the most beneficial supplement there is, not just for endurance athletes, but also sprinters and intermediate distance athletes out there. I want to give you a little bit of my own personal perspective. I have reached my peak power sprints on the bike using the ketones, and I have also reached my average peak power sprint in repeated efforts in training sessions where I did 12 to 15 seconds of sprints, 8 to 10 times with short rest in between. And the reason for this is simply just that the ketones are sort of a buffer and an additional fuel in addition to the glycogen and the carbohydrates that we do have as we do sports. Obviously, for me as a speed skater, I found the most interesting thing to be the fact that they made me faster on skates. The first week I was using the ketones, I did beat my flying lap on ice skates, so a 400 meter that I did in 26 seconds, which is pretty damn fast. And I don't think I could have done the same thing with the ketones, without the ketones, especially at the end of a hard training week.
Busting the myth that ketones are bad for sprinting. Now, there has always been an understanding that ketones are bad for sprinting. This is especially true when it comes to endogenous ketones, which are the internal ketones that your body produces when you are either fasting or on ketogenic diet. There are studies that show that endogenous ketones are bad for anaerobic exercise or sprinting because your body has so low carb storage, and in that physiological state, you just don't have enough glucose to run glycolysis, which is essential to anaerobic exercise and sprinting. With exogenous ketones, however, which are ketones that you can directly drink and increase your blood ketone levels, the initial thought is that it could be the same as endogenous ketones. But with a lot more studies coming out, we may need to revise that, because one major difference of exogenous ketones is that your body still has access to all the carb and glucose storage, provided if you're not on a keto diet or fasting. There are early studies that show that ketone esters are detrimental to anaerobic exercise due to the GI discomfort, as well as the huge spike of blood ketone levels at a very rapid rate. Now, that increases blood acidity, meaning lowering the blood pH, which could also contribute to a higher rate of perceived exertion, which means it feels harder to work out. Now, our hypothesis is that Ketone-IQ, unlike ketone ester, is slow releasing, so it doesn't spike your blood ketone levels too high at such a quick rate, so that you can still benefit from the mental and cognitive focus that ketones bring you. You have access to all the carb storage within your body, but also you are not getting all the GI issues and the acidification of your blood, and therefore creating an optimal situation, an optimal physiological state where you can actually boost your anaerobic and sprinting performance.
Thank you so much, Lad, for joining the channel. I appreciate your knowledge, and I appreciate you taking the time here to share this with me and the viewers out there. It is very interesting how ketones are more and more becoming a use supplements, not just by the pros, but by everybody out there. HVMN has taken it to a new step here, to new heights. They have managed to decrease the price for the ketones, which I think has been the biggest con and the biggest reason people have not hopped on the ketone train yet. So that's really cool, seeing that it is now more available to just the general public and you don't have to be an elite or a professional anymore. It's pretty cool that it benefits basically all sports where you use carbohydrates and where you could see a point in sparing those carbohydrates. If you're more interested in the ketones in HVMN, of course you can look at the link below, but you can also check out my channel for the other videos. There's some where I share my FTP increase, and there's also going to be one where I explain a little bit about the protocols and the amount of ketones that I've been taking to get the best results. I hope you found it useful. I hope you want to give ketones a shot. Help me a ton, and I'm pretty sure it's going to make a difference to you as well. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you for the next video. I'm Victor Althorp.